games.playstation.com. It is not only that, but hang on a minute. Wait. So we've gone straight into this next matchup. And it looks like Javier, known as a Scorpion player, by the way, is going in with a Spawn. But I'm curious, actually. What is the variation? So, charging Hell Spawn, that's going to be part one of this. Is it the Air Letha Glide as well for Javier? Or what's the extra utility going to be?
That is always the question. That is always the question. Because we know, as far as we can see for Spawn in tournaments, the charge is like 4 for a lot of Spawn players. You know, that's the most important. You can see, no second bar. But the big thing is Javier.
There it is.
Scorpion. Oh, okay. So this is actually a very interesting variation for Spawn. So you have the charge, but instead of the restand, you're going to have the chain for safety. Now this does considerably cut your damage because the restand is where a lot of the damage will come from. But you still get much higher than average damage with a safe option if you want it. Right there. So this is actually quite an interesting variation. It's much more of a... Ooh, that was actually huge. This is less of an all-in on damage and a bit of everything, right? A bit of a jack of all trades. You got a safety, you take a big hit to your damage, but not in a way that makes you not hurt. Like, you're still doing it.
I was about to question why Javier was ending the combos after launch with like the 2-4 or the 2-hit string on its own. That's why, because the restand, normally what you would end it with, doesn't exist, and you probably don't want to get punished for breakaway.
Now, Conflictus, we have to talk about Conflictus. He has been a day one Sub-Zero main, really not afraid to go for that high mix-up, high reward, high risk style, right? A lot of overhead, I mean, right there, right? Just overhead slide dedication. Conflictus, not afraid to go for it and really build that game around, as we saw him in week 1 doing the same thing. And I actually expected to see a little bit of a same kind of very high speed, high mix-up match, because Javier, not normally known for mix-up characters, but definitely very fast, right? The kind of quintessential reborn Scorpion style. But bringing the Spawn out today, very different for him. And of course, that variation
online monster.
The Sub-Zero Godfather, the Sub-Father.
But I feel like that's just the way it is. A lot of Sub-Zero players in more modern Mortal Kombat games always pay tribute to the original. But it looks like we now go in. The slide. Oh, that's one of those accidental breakaways right there.
Oh, there it is.
Want to break that.
Now, this is actually an element to fighting. There's actually an element to playing a Spawn that I feel like Sub could have issues with, where...
Oh, you're dead.
No, never mind. Oh, he should have been. He should have been, but no, a big drop. I actually don't know what Javier was going for.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he still could have killed. I mean, we don't have that Fatal Phantasm. We don't have the bar for the second launch, but surely something. Unfortunately, there's a drop. Javier, will he live to regret this decision, or is it going to be out of it here?
Hit my fatal blow. As long as there's bar. Oh, but he used it. No, he used the slide KB, and there it is. It's the down one into itself. Turned it into chain. That would have plowed through last breath. I think, no, down one on a hit would have guaranteed down one on block, which would have been the first hit, and then 2 hits to the G. Yeah, that would have killed. That would have killed. The second that first down one connected, it was over. But here's an element of matchup that you're going to struggle with, though, if you're Sub-Zero. Because if you have... Because we've seen a lot of different kinds of Sub-Zero. I feel like, contrary to popular belief, Sub-Zero is quite a versatile character in this game. You know, with the abilities he can equip and his moves, fundamentally. Yes, he's high. He can be played high mix-up, high risk, high reward. But with that style does come high punishment, right? High reward does not come without high risk. Against Spawn, who punishes you for like a minimum 350 for a bar... That's a risk you have to calculate. You cannot just throw yourself at him to try and go for the overhead low game. Because you can try it, and if it works, sure, but if it doesn't, and you're against someone that is really confident in that defense, and they're playing Spawn, and they're punishing you with that, you have to be careful at some point.
Now, as we can see here, you said that Sub-Zero definitely a versatile character, contrary to popular belief. It's definitely down to players, I think, choosing to just go with the comfort or going with what they think is the most efficient for them. But absolutely, there are different avenues you can go down. But with Spawn, I think actually another one of those where custom Spawn, lovely with punish and the break just to guarantee or make sure you're good to do so. Spawn, a character that has a lot of options, but many. That charging Hell Spawn for the damage alone and then extra utility, often it is that glide. Players still like the one, and I think that Conflictus, he is comfortable blocking that low, really forcing Javier to say, you want to get this mix-up on me, you have to put your life on the line to do it.
Well, I feel like that's not... I feel like that's not the reason he's picked the chain. I feel like he's totally okay to have the chain blocked. You almost want them to block it so you can establish it.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, look at the range it pushes you back. On block, look at the range it puts you to. Spawn is still
exactly
from that. Oh, the block again. You're going to forward to me, mate. Eat the chains. You got my
No, but you also can, like, you'll whiff punish the big boot really well. You'll whiff punish, like, forward twos that aren't quite in range. You just have to watch out for amplified ice. And definitely hasn't been struggling with that so far. And then when you get close enough, you have choice, right? Yeah, you have the fireball for safety off certain buttons. You have the chain for safety of almost everything. No punish.
Wow, going in with the reversal slide from the pushback. You know, you were just talking about how he likely is happy to have it blocked and get pushed back because it puts you in standing 3 range. Speaking of which, expecting you to break. Now, Conflictus, I think what happens there is that you wait for the amp and then you break. You know, you can see a little bit of extra damage just to make sure that you don't get that break when they spend no bar. Such an interesting element of this matchup. The forward 2, Conflictus, you said not afraid to live and die by the mix-up, and right now, living by it. But the punished nature of score, never mind meaty grab. It's grab. It's either side. It's forward 2. It's back 3. This is the Sub-Zero that we're familiar with.
I mean, I've always thought, and I know it's a lot of people that Sub just he does on paper have the best kind of throw game you can want, right? One direction gives Oki, one doesn't. So it makes one grab like more likely to happen than the other one. He's got the one-sided KB and it's on the side that would not give him Oki, so it's like, you know, not the easiest to defend.
Oh my
Speaking
lord.
of which, the low coming through Conflictus, we can see it, not quite enough to kill. Oh, but Javier walking in.
Oh, good lord. Defrost him just so he could suffer. That is savage. Absolutely
I don't
savage.
know. No, I don't know what it is with Netherrealm and brutalities that involve a big boot kicking off legs. I feel like that's just something that they really like doing, and I don't get it. Because I shouldn't bring logic into it.
Excuse
but
me.
I can't help it.
But I like it too. And I'm glad that they do it. All of these
Look,
moves...
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I don't get it.
Doesn't Shao Kahn have one, which is a reference to the Reikyo fatality from MK4? You do his big boot and like your arms and your head is still spinning on the spot. Oh, Reikyo.
Now, okay, Javier, this is something I was kind of expecting to see eventually. I'm actually quite surprised we didn't see it right from the off, but when I think Javier, I think Scorpion, you know? Oh, but it's Demon Dash. Okay, Teleport Cancel and Demon Dash. Haven't seen Javier play this yet. Now, really has been known as the real online Scorpion specialist, right? Very teleport happy, very reaction focused, very hard read focused at the same time. So you can never quite feel comfortable on defense. Ooh, big jump back, but a slide. Something though about Conflictus, he's not afraid to go for the high risk style. Oh, now those optimals will be a lot easier to hit the punish. Full punish, no less.
But this is also going to allow Javier to just be a bit more comfortable in general, because in that last matchup, there really is no getting around the fact that Conflictus was throwing everything and the kitchen sink at him. How many raw slides were just connecting and like, you know? You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, full anti-air. Just a raw teleport anti-air.
Being able to make a choice between damaging forward-facing ender or side switch as well. The Demon Dash and the Spear.
Well, now Javier, he can play this full screen game. It's harder to react with a slide against the amplified ice ball, but from full screen, it's not impossible. The question is, can he stay there?
Slides.
He's kind of content to just sit. And oh my god, again, Conflictus. This is what I mean when I say he doesn't shy away from the high risk stuff. Like neutral slides, like they look random, but usually they're done to like check forward movement or to catch certain buttons. But in this quantity, there definitely comes a point they do look somewhat desperate. Good overhead. Okay, here's the ice ball.
We are going to get more mix-ups. The back 3, no confirm on it though. Letting the whole string rock. Down 4's not going to get punished though. Teleport able to at least get him out. The block on the overhead again. Knowing a thing or two about that. Speaking of overheads, here comes the back 3 from Scorpion. And all it can take is...
Oh my goodness.
Oh, he's going to win the round. He's going to win the round. I've never seen so many slides, Mustard. I am in awe.
And that's saying something. You've been playing a ton of UMK3.
Oh, yeah, I know. Oh, no, you definitely see more slides in this game. It's so fast. It's so fast. Ooh, again into the down 4.
Oh, commitment
up on that. Indeed, punishment.
Oh, big damage though. 350 for that. Oh, but no, didn't quite get the jump in time to punish the wake up and again, but no bar at least. But Conflictus, you see that down one on hit after getting hit by the teleport too. He does not want to give up this turn, even when he's taking damage.
This slide is clearly making Javier uncomfortable as well. It's putting him in a situation where he is just... You never know. You're always expecting it, and gets the jump in. Another overhead! Committing to it, ride or die.
And another one!
Another one! The mix machine, the never-ending mix. Now let's talk about this, right? Let's talk about this. In that game, Javier, in terms of neutral and everything else, decision-making, all of it, I actually feel like Javier played that better. But Conflictus and the absolute dedication to say, I am close, I will mix. There's no stagger. There's no, not even pressure, really. It is, I am point blank, and I'm going to mix you up. And in the neutral, I'm going to throw out so many slides that you're really uncomfortable. And, I mean, look, 2-1 up in the set. It's working out. But will it get him through the entire set? That's what I'm thinking.
So this is actually an interesting talking point, because I feel like I hear this a lot in various like streams or in tournament, chats and whatnot. I actually agree. I feel like Javier is definitely outplaying Conflictus, but the thing that he is having the hardest problem with, the thing that's the biggest struggle, is the most important thing in the match. You can do everything else better, but if your defense against the most important thing just clearly isn't quite there, then obviously that is going to be enough to swing things around. Because Conflictus, look at it. He is fearless. He will commit, and he will not think twice about it. And he is happy to do that, because you know what? He's in winners top 8. He was in top 8 last time as well, and he's currently up in games. Like, it's a style that works for him. And if you're not, and again, if you're not being able to defend against the neutral slides, if you're not being able to block the constant walk up overhead or meaty overhead, early reset into overhead, that is your problem, not his. And he will be able to get around on it. Like right here. Yeah, he committed. He committed. But if that connected, he would have won.
It would have, but we look at these situations where the second Sub-Zero gets that fatal blow, the entire dynamic becomes so much more critical. So you don't want to get caught jumping, standing for. Yeah, indeed. But Javier, he's ready for the commitment every single time now. However, counter hit number 2. May as well spend it. May as well spend it while we have an opportunity. There's that down 1, but here comes the uppercut to the chin. Another good catch. The full combo Javier. Oh, the catch down.
Hello.
Oh, 48%. Not used to seeing Scorpion do that.
Oh, the late breakaway from Conflictus, though.
God.
I don't know. Yeah, he was trying. I think at that point, though, you just need to keep yourself alive. Like, even if you lose a ton of life in the process, like, if you don't break away, you die. Just accept it, go for it. Conflictus. That was that 400 net EE for a crushing blow down 2 from Scorpion. It's not every day you see that. That background interactable does 200 damage by itself. So when you add it at the end of a combo, even if it's scaling hard, that's going to add a ton. My goodness. And now we go into game 5. But you know the big difference there, though, we're actually quite appropriate because what we were talking about. I feel like in that game, we saw Javier a lot more willing to just stand block. You know what I mean?
Oh, I mean, let's
take the overhead low, pick his option, block, and be done with it.
We very much need to go over this style as well. With Conflictus, we absolutely respect this dedication to the game.
You have to. It clearly works. You have to respect it. It's a valid way of playing.
However, clearly, and I'm not going to speak too soon, don't want to commentators curse this, it's something that might be able to be downloaded, right? Like if this is another one-sided game for Javier where he's essentially just going to block and punish and wait for the overhead, which is catching him a lot more.
The problem is easier said than done.
Yeah. Oh no, because it's a mix-up. It is. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
No, so the way it generally boils down to is the overhead can be reacted to, but you cannot react to the overhead and tech throws at the same time. A Sub-Zero player that can sense and get the feel that you are looking for the reaction will throw you, and the throw will deter you from reacting, right? That's the general of the gameplay.
So that's how going to be a side switch at the end and a swift match point here for Javier, who at this point, I think he's actually catching sight that Conflictus probably feeling the pressure a little bit on defense. And there's the reversal grab, catching the
actually was
at the very least.
That was a true punish as well on the teleport. Kind of hard.
Full combo. just goes for the slide, and then no need to spend the crushing blow yet. That's an important resource. However, back to the corner. No break here from Conflictus. Happy to hold the meter, but again, squirming a little bit on defense. There's that down one. No confirm on the low, letting the whole string rock. Looking for the overhead this time. Javier ready for the punish. And again, no break from Conflictus. Happy to use it instead. Chased it down. Okay. And the confirm.
Oh, that was really good. He can't kill. He wants to go for another reset. Dash up low twice. Oh, and the down one. And there it is. The creeping ice. Match point in both players. That creeping ice, he's had it the whole set, but Conflictus, he wants the biggest reward. So he's always committing to the ice ball instead. Now we get this. Oh, speaking of commitment.
I was about to say there were less slides in this matchup, but that one a little bit of a different course. And the question is, how expensive was it? Because now, losing it doesn't want to overcommit to the forward two. Would have been a punish with his name on it. Here comes the forward throw. This one, double-digit plus frames on that forward throw. The down one, cheeky. Oh no.
Yep.
The mix continues.
Oh, hello, another environment used. But that was his only bar of defense. And that's that. No, there's 60 seconds left on the clock, and that's going to take about 40 to come back. Conflictus isn't going to have a breakaway for pretty much the entire rest of the round.
Here's the button press. Ready for the down one. Right, what's it going to be? Ending it with the corner positioning. The jump in. The overhead again.
Hang on.
The absolute commitment. And he mixed
it. No, he didn't commit. No, he committed that. One time too many. No, one time too many. Ketchup. One commitment too much. That is truly the most tragic way that could have gone for Conflictus. He got the mix-up. No, he won it. He got the mix-up. That was the one mix-up in this entire set that he didn't commit to. The one mix-up he didn't just feel deep down was going to work. So he didn't confirm it, and he didn't even commit, right? He just was like, I'll do this to establish it, and it is what it is. That was the one time the whole set he arguably shouldn't have done that. And then he committed to the unsafe one immediately after. And to his credit, it was the overhead, where the one he didn't commit to was the low. So you can kind of see where he was coming from, but it didn't work out.
I think that is...
Oh, that's a heartbreaker.
That is some tragic irony, isn't it? The one time he didn't... The one time he didn't stick to the plan. The one time he didn't stick to the